Morning gardening professionals. I've been up for ages already and had one cup of tea and looked around the garden. It's 8 o'clock. What do you mean that's late? It's Sunday. but wait. Oh, I don't know where to start. First of all, I was saying about yesterday, wasn't I? Well, I don't know if you heard me saying it or not. Sits like a boat wreck. Well, no, boat deck. That's what I've got in this. I'll show you what I do. You've probably seen. In this tree, I've got this old boat that I just hung it in the tree ages ago. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You have like wishing tree and you hang things in it. So there's or spirit. So there's a little old boat sitting there. It sits like a boat deck. They do. It's true. So, but I remembered that yesterday when that great tit was hopping around this tree. So I've made him a boat wreck house out of this old thing that I had. It's glass and he's got a peeping space inside. And that's the roof, and then that's the other roof to stop the drips going in. So, but I thought he might not go in it, but it's kind of just outside the window as well. But it'd be pretty fun if I can see inside through the glass, if he does have a little family in there. But he probably won't, but you know what? It's kind of a nice thing to do anyway, just made out of bits of junk, isn't it? He's got a boat wreck house. It's a wreck. A boat deck. It's another name for a wreck. It's an olden days way of playing mess up the table. I had a chop of my tree yesterday. I decided to shape it. I quite like it though. In a sort of it looks a bit like one that's been blown by the wind or something, doesn't it? But I had to trim it a bit because it was starting to hang over the other side. And then I've decided just to weight some of the bits down that were going higher with old beads, just because the weight brings them down a bit. Plus, do you know what? It's like a boat deck, don't they? So, I moved this flag over here, so because it was raining yesterday, so I can sit. You know, most people have a porch, don't they? I've got an old flag, an old bit of umbrella. Sometimes I have a sit under there, a seat, but you know, it's somewhere to hang my coat when I come in. So I did that. I've got all the plants out today so far already. I had a little talk to them. But what I wanted to say, the first thing I thought was when I got up, I have to check. The pak choi are okay. I didn't cover them up last night at all. I thought, you know what, we're going to do a risk test. All the borage, I didn't cover up either of them. And they're all okay. So Slow Walking Gerald didn't get any of them, which was really nice of him. I'm pleased about that. But on the downside, that damn mouse seems to have had all the peas. I left the ones in the middle uncovered last night and they were just starting to show. And now I can't see a damn thing. And he dug through this pot as well, but I'm not sure if he missed his window of opportunity because they'd all rooted. And so I've just shoved them back in the ground if it's just the peas he wants to eat, the seeds. But I've poked them back in again. He might have had some, but you know what? I don't really mind. It's just a bit of a game, isn't it? It makes it more fun for the mice if you if you keep hiding little snacks around the garden for them. It's true. Have I got any more peas tucked away? There's some around the corner that have been covered up. They're okay. I might just get another packet of seeds. And there's some in this hanging basket that haven't even got wet yet, so they've not started to sprout. I might take the whole thing down and put it in a I just forgot to cover up the peas last night. But I also, I was looking at this. Can you see over here, this toadstool in the corner? Well, it's not a toadstool. But I've been watching it grow. And I've just got my book out to try and work out what it is. But I can't find out. It's sort of a horseshoe shape, but it's got bigger. And I could hear old Nutkins going, or whatever his name is, Pac-Man going, don't eat it. It's a better birch than a brunch. It's like, do you know what? I know most bracket fungus are edible, but I love it's sort of a horseshoe shape because the stalk goes up at the back and it's come around like an umbrella. But I have eaten mushrooms off here before, or whatever they're called, but they don't normally look like this. And I love the fact it's turned into an umbrella over the fairies. How about that? So there we go, in the fairy corner. I'm pretty pleased with him. Better birch than a brunch. Go and hit people with a mushroom in your garden. Now I'm just waiting to see if that old tit goes in there. in the house I made it. No, I might make another one. I might make another one anyway, but I to pop it. And I had a fiddle with a grapevine yesterday, which is this thing that grows around what's it called? Facebook Towers. But that's the black seedless grape that I bought years ago that was just a stick, basically. But so I've now wound it round so it should form some cover. So the bird would like it even more to go in there, and it'll be a secret place. Magpie might go in there, 'cause I put a glove out for it. Magpies like to be offered a glove. No one might go in there at all, but do you know what? It's fun to have a builded castle, isn't it? And then wound it down again. So, you know, that's... Hopefully it'll grow up and down those bits of string. And I can have a nice... What? Arbora? Arbora? A grape arbora. So I can sit out there under the bugs, probably. And I'll have a little bird hidey place. So I had a bit of round of that yesterday. Again. I was just watching all the snails crawling around today. I don't feel like interfering with them much now because they didn't eat my things. They're all crawling over those walls, which is okay. I don't mind them being over there. I was watching a slow walking... Here he is, look. A slow walking Gerald guy over here just crawling around. He must be the brother of the one who got squashed yesterday or disappeared. I'm just keeping an eye on them to see what they do at the moment. So he's okay just there. Why aren't I picking the ones off the clematis? Well, I need the space for these sweet peas, to be honest. They'll be overpowered, won't they, if this old thing gets its feet in too much. But it's got buds on it, look, and a snail. So that should come out soon. There's a flower bud there. That'll be pretty nice. Plus the hops. I don't know where to send that. Just keep cramming things in. Something's had a good old chew at that. Probably that damn rabbit. Cover it up. I can't be bothered. I might move it. Where to? Up a corner. I don't know. It wants to be somewhere. They smell nice, don't they, hops? What else? Where was that great big earnest worm? Was over there. I was watching him. He came up out of the ground. He was one of those. He was about this long. I love those. And he just he was crawling along the top of the ground, and he just went looking over that way. And then I went in. It was a bit strange sort of light last night, and it reminded me of the old torch and street lights, like the old orange street lights. That sort of a certain sort of light, a pocket, you know, and you know the old torches you used to have, the orange night ones, like indicators, that sort of colour. Did it make me feel sick? It did a bit actually, but I didn't know if it was what I'd had to eat. I had an early night last night. I turned in early, but I probably had too much to eat at the party. So there. What else is going on with the plants? I don't know. The ants are still asleep. They'll probably wait for it to be a bit warmer before they come out. I want that bird to go in the house, just so I can say it's done it. It never will. It might. I want it to just have a look anyway. That rose has nearly come out, but it hasn't. It's got a bud on it. I think that's another white one. It looks a bit pink at the moment. That little old pot rose. There's another one of those old slugs on it. Slow walking Gerald, just call him that. That's a nice thing to say. This is supposed to be ginger. I talked about this before. My friend gave it to me. His mum had rooted it apparently, but when it flowered, it was like an iris. It was so nice though. But I thought ginger flowers are different. I don't really mind, but it's gone crazy. It's overtaken this pot, and it's seeded. It threw seeds last year, so I just chucked them around. I let them dry on the plant, but I don't know if they'll grow or not. Which is one of the reasons I kind of like that other ginger to grow, so I can compare the flowers. It needs splitting. It's going to kill that oak tree. There's always something to do in the garden. Just leave it for now. It's going to be a battle of wills. I'll tell you where that old hornet came. There's that thing, isn't there? Hang a box under an old tree. If you want to attract a bee or something. I can't remember. So I made like that beehive thing before. Well, it's not. It's just like an old barbecue thing filled with bits of stick. It's not actually under a tree. It's under an old box. Well, I don't know. That's why I was hoping it might make a little beehive. A bee was looking in that birdhouse the other day. It could pretend it's a beehive, couldn't it? It could have a solitary beehive. No, that'd be kind of cool. And I can't open the lid on that one. That would be awful, be a beehive. I don't get any honey out. So what else is going on in here? These sweet peas are coming up. I can't remember which ones. I think they're the blue ones, because I think I put the other ones straight in the ground. I got to that point, it's like, I've lost track. Delphiniums. They're still coming. They're still trying. There's a few trying. Come on, please. Keep growing. I need to put some of you in the ground. I think they might be delphiniums as well, because they've got the same sort of leaf. I split them into 2 pots. So that's the tomatoes after tickling Tom's, I think. So, pretty behind, aren't they? Come on, dear. Come on, please. Keep trying. And that's the other one in the pot. So that looks like it's got the same leaf. These are the Nicotiana. So can you see? They've actually come. But when did we plant these? Easter. Was it Easter weekend? Or was it before that? I can't remember. A long time ago, anyway. So I suppose that's interesting, how different things take a different time to germinate. These ones are taking a long time. I got bored of waiting for the Christmas cake, and then I just chucked it in the ground, that pot of stuff. So do you know what? It might surprise me later in the year. Might not bother growing at all. But you know what? We're treating them like little cabbages gardening, aren't we? It's like, do you know what? You're going to grow or not? No? Well, do you know, I don't care then. You're not my taste anyway. I don't like the pressure of what? Performance, probably. This one's grown. I don't know what it is. It's just come in this pot. It looks like a squash rather than a sunflower. Those are the courgettes. That's the one I snapped. It's sort of going a bit green and a bit white. It's changing. But no one's popped up in here, so let's just keep seeing what they do. Right, one more minute. And down here, I don't know, these don't look like how I expected them to come through, but this label says dwarf pomegranate, so there's something come up in there. And this label says gooseberry, Cape gooseberry. There's some things come up in there. They look a bit spindly. These are the coffee ones, but do you know, I don't think they look like the coffee bean seeds. There's 2 little things sprouted in there. That looks a bit like the Cape gooseberry. Maybe they got stuck on my fingers. Or it's just something in the pot and compost. But you know, a show's a show, isn't it? This is the wisteria sticks that I gave a rinse through the other day. Nothing whatsoever. No effort at all from you, thanks. Have another look at the birdhouse. It's so cute. It's got an old bowl on the top, like an old, I don't know what to do with it, you know, like an old baby's plate. But it just keeps the rain from dripping down the holes of the plant pot. I think he's got space. He could creep up inside and make the nest up the top if he wanted to. He could pull some sticks around up there probably. I don't know what sort of a turret he wants to live in. I thought about putting a hole at the back so he'd never exit, but I don't know. I didn't do that. You could do a chimney on it, I suppose. You could go up and down the chimney. They don't like to go up. They like to go down. They like tree cooling spaces. I got a woodpecker. I built a big enough one.